I was walking around my old neighborhood with my friend yesterday, and we stopped by my usual coffee place back then for coffee. And they had this special. It was a puff pastry, kind of croissant-like, with tomato, nori, and Parmesan shavings on top. Umami heaven. And we both said, all right, we have to try it. It was incredible. Honestly, one of the best pastries I've had. I thought, let's do it for Impromptu Monday. But of course, my pastry game, as you all know, is a joke. But I can cook a steak-ish with a meat probe. So today, what is often considered the bland steak, which is not true by the way, we have a piece of fillet, we'll roast some tomato, chop some nori, and shave some Parmesan. Let's do it. First things first, tomato, they take the longest. So, roast the tray, and cherry tomatoes. I mean, we have the glutamic acid from the tomato. How can this not be good? I mean, that's plenty already. Okay, that's more than enough for the dish. Maybe just a couple of yellow ones, just for color. Brilliant. A bit of olive oil, salt, and they go in to a 200 degrees Celsius oven for about 15 minutes. From memory, the tomatoes were not too roasted, so they actually retained their shapes pretty well. Now, next up, we deal with the nori. And in the pastry, the nori was just wilted and about to break apart. So that's simple to achieve. We boil it in some dashi, bit of soy, bit of sake, done in 5 minutes. So stove on, not too much water because we don't need too much dilution. And just because I'm lazy, we have a dashi sachet. While that's happening, we chop some nori. This is just sushi nori. I wouldn't buy the snack noris because they're already very seasoned and you have too little control over how you want to season the dish. Fold it a few times and we make strips. Eventually they'll break apart anyway, so it doesn't matter what shape you choose. Good enough. Now dashi's boiling. We just let it simmer for about 3 minutes. During which we'll shave the Parmesan to make a crispy Parmesan crumble on top. If you guys been following me for a while, yes, this is a recipe I stole from Dam and it's incredible. So, microplane, Parmesan. I think that's a decent amount. Now, we fish out our dashi. It's almost 3 minutes. And we add the nori. Perfect. To that, we add a touch of sake, completely optional, just for a bit of complexity, and light soy sauce. This will season the nori and in turn our sauce. So we let this simmer at medium heat on the side while we make our Parmesan crumble. Stove back on. Again, we want medium heat. And for the crumble, you definitely use a non-stick. Once this is warm-ish, we add our Parmesan. Okay, I clearly shaved too much. Let's do one layer. And this you want to mother a bit. You don't want it to burn. Check. So once they're a bit solid and you see it's lifting, you can set this aside so that it cools down a bit before they solidify and you can crumble them. And now all we have to do, we sear the steak. Skillet. Now, purely for presentation, for the fillet to retain its shape, I like to truss it to form that perfect circle. Optional, of course. Go around. And we do a butcher's knot. So you go 1, 2, 3, you pull until you're satisfied with the shape. Don't pull too hard, this is a tender cut after all. So once you're happy, one more time. Now we can cook. Really hot pan. With fillet steak, because of the lack of connective tissue and fat, I like it on the rarer side to solve for texture and let all the umami bombs do the heavy lifting. So we want the final temperature to be around 51 Celsius. Which is closer to rare than medium rare. Once the pan is hot, high simmer point oil. In this case, we have vegetable oil. Once the oil is shimmering, fillet goes in. But make sure you hear the sizzle. Yep. And we season, but not too generously because remember, the sauce is going to be quite salty. And we press this down to maximize the surface area that's in contact with our very hot pan. Very hot oil. Protein, fat, high heat. We're causing the Maillard reaction. What's going to make the meat taste meaty. Now, we'll sear the other side. Beautiful. Season. Now, we'll quickly sear the sides. Perfect. Now, stove off. The steak is not yet rare. It's still on the very pink side. What we're going to do now is we'll switch off the oven and we take out our roasted tomato. This now goes in to the bottom shelf of the oven while the oven is still off, and using the residual heat, we want to bring it to 51 Celsius. While that's happening, we finish our sauce. So, our nori has been cooking and taken on the flavors of the soy sauce, the dashi, and to some extent the sake, and the texture of the nori is perfect. Before we reduce this, now, to that, we add some of this beautiful glutamic acid, our roasted tomato, umami bomb. And this will also thicken the sauce by quite a bit. Oh my god, incredible. If you want to go the extra mile, you can remove the skin, but I'm not gonna bother. Perfect, look at that. Now we taste. Wow, that's incredible. Oh my god. And I'm happy with the texture of the sauce. So now, stove off. Wow, that was so good. Crazy good. Woo! We take our Parmesan, which has had time to cool down. Almost too crispy. Look at that. I mean, Damian can do it in one go. I'm happy with two. So now, everything's ready. We check on our steak. A bit too hot, probably. Might have overcooked it by a lot. 43, medium rare, so overcooked it slightly. It's okay, impromptu Monday. Now, let's quickly remove it from the very hot pan to prevent further damage. And now, we carve and plate. That sauce is so good, it's crazy. First, we remove the trussing string. Like I said, with fillet, I always like some kitchen towel when I carve. Today, let's do strips. Closer to medium rare, that's my bad. So, we leave it on kitchen towel, just for them to release what looks like blood, but it's just meat juices with mignon. Now, very, very generously, we sauce the plate with this delightful liquid umami. Oh my god, look at that. Wish you could smell it. Yeah, let's do that. Beautiful steak sits on top. Now, to top it up, a beautiful piece of crispy Parmesan. And this is fillet steak with a nori and cherry tomato sauce. I really, really hope you enjoy. Boom! Look at that! Woo!